Alright guys, welcome back to another Fortnite video, and in this one, we have the Week 10, the final challenges guide of Season 5, which is crazy to say. This season went by so fast, but you know we're going to be continuing it with Season 6, and I cannot wait for that. But for this video, I'm going to be showing you tips, tricks, and secrets for every challenge this week, including the Puzzle Pieces challenge, all of the locations for that, where to find the Battle Pass star, secret chests for the chest challenge, and more. So yeah guys, definitely going to be a ton of fun, and if you are excited for Season 6 or find this video helpful, be sure to hit that like button down below. Always helps me out so much, and you guys are seriously the best. And then on top of that, be sure to comment what level you guys are at below. Currently I'm at tier 100 and level 67, so I do have a little bit of a ways to get full Ragnarok, which definitely looks dope, but these challenges will definitely help with that. So yeah guys, without further ado here, let's jump into it first with the challenges, because as always we get them a day early, and this time they are courtesy of Silo X Leaks on Twitter, so big thanks to him. But yeah, we've got some interesting ones this week, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. And the first one here is a simple one with deal damage to opponents, and you have to do a total of 5,000 damage for that one. And then you've got search Jigsaw puzzle pieces in basements. I'll show you how to do that and where to find them. Then search 7 chests in Salty Springs, got all of the secret chests for that, followed by elimination stages, and search between a covered bridge, waterfall, and the 9th green. Got the exact location for that as well. Consume apples or mushrooms, 20 of those, and then finally eliminate opponents, and that is a total of 10. So yeah guys, some interesting challenges this week, but let's go ahead and jump right into it with the first one I want to go over, and that is actually the consume apples or mushrooms, which may seem like an easy challenge at first, but even so, you can get this one done even faster if you do it in this one way. That is by far the best. And again, apples and mushrooms, doesn't really matter which one. However, I definitely would recommend going for mushrooms, because if you do it at the beginning of the game, as you most likely will, you won't be able to consume apples, which refill your health. You'll be at 100 health already, but if you don't have any shield, you will be able to get the mushrooms, and 100 shield perfectly equals 20 mushrooms. So yeah, I would go into a game like either Getaway or 50v50 and find one of the places that has a ton of mushrooms. Like Wailing Woods definitely has the most. It's got a ton of area to cover. You'll be able to find 20 there, no problem. Or you can even do like Lonely Lodge. You should probably be able to find around 20 there. And then also Shifty Shafts has a bunch. Like there's some near the mine shafts, then a few near the houses, and also a little bit more towards Tilted, but I'm not 100% sure that that would have 20. That's probably the least amount. And then finally, you can even find some like between Greasy and Pleasant. There's a few on that hill if you need some extra ones. So by far, Wailing Woods is probably the best for this one, and you should be able to get it done in one game. But moving on here to the next challenge, this one is the chest challenge for this week, and it's in an interesting location that honestly doesn't have a ton of chests, and that is Salty Springs. That's right, a pretty small location for this challenge, so it may be a little bit tough, but don't worry guys, I've got the secret chests to show you and the tips to help you get this done super easily. So first of all, what is the best game mode to do this in? Well, always I can recommend 50v50, but generally I feel like more people are starting to catch on that is a good idea. But also I think Getaway might just be the better game mode to do this in, because most people are going to be going for the safes on the outskirts of the map, and since Salty Springs is pretty close to the center, a lot of the times not a ton of people are going to be dropping there. So yeah, try one or the other. But then moving on to the chests themselves, there are a couple of secret ones that I'll show you here in a sec, but like this first building here, although it's probably going to be the busiest, is a very good one to get, because there are 4 chests in this single house. There's one in the very top in the attic, then there's one in the basement if you go all the way down there, and then finally there are also 2 in the secret heroes lair. If you go under the stairs again, go down there, there's one in the corner, and then a 4th next to the exercise machine. So that can be a good house, but again, it's going to probably be super busy. So instead, I would actually recommend trying this house right here, the broken down house. It doesn't look like it, but there are 3 chests that can spawn here. There's one in the very top in the attic there, and then one in the attic of the like first floor if you break through that. And then finally, there's another one in the very bottom behind some crates, and by far guys, that is an awesome place to go. Now on top of that, there's also one in this house over here. Pretty obvious it's in the attic. Then there's 2 in this house over here, the brick one. Again, there's one in the attic, and then one on the side, as you can see right there. And then for the final house, that one too has 2 chests, one in the attic as always, and then another one above the garage. But as for the secret chests, then there is one inside of the gas station that a lot of people forget about, so that can be a safe one to get, or at the very least check that location after you're done checking the other ones. And then also guys, this one may not count because it's technically outside of the neighborhood of Salty Springs, but up in this watchtower there's one, so you may as well check it out and see if it works. But yeah, guys, enough with that challenge. Let's move on to another one here, which is a little bit interesting. It is the deal damage to opponents, and you have to do a total of 5,000 damage, which seems pretty straightforward at first and easy. And honestly, it is pretty straightforward, but there's still ways to get it done super fast, because 5,000 damage, and that is subject to change, but if it sticks at 5,000, that will take a bit of time to actually get that done. So what are the tips in order to get this done even faster? Well, first of all, guys, avoid any game mode that is solo. They may switch Getaway to solo, so that's why I'm saying there might be multiple game modes. But if you do team-based modes where you can knock somebody down, you have the chance to do double the damage for every elimination you get. Obviously, you get the damage for knocking the person, and then after that, you can run up to them and deal some extra damage to get maybe twice as much. And then on top of that, if you do something like 50v50, it doesn't even have to be you that knocks a person down. When you get into those big battles, there's always a ton of people that are knocked out on the other team. So if you have trouble getting eliminations, you can just deal damage to those knocked out players and get the challenge done that way even quicker. But overall, guys, shouldn't be that difficult. But now, guys, let's move on to the treasure star for this week, the exact location of it, and it's a pretty interesting one this time around. But first of all, guys, if you haven't yet, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, because I post these guides every single week, a day before the challenges even go up, generally on like Wednesday. And if you don't want to miss those, the best way to know about them is to subscribe and have notifications turned on. And we're also getting close to 1 million subscribers. It's just around the corner. But yeah, guys, so let's jump into it with the location of the star. And this week's treasure clue is to search between a covered bridge, a waterfall, and the 9th green, or maybe tennis courts. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, guys, I'm pretty sure that is talking about the north side of the map near Lazy Links. Obviously, if it's 9th green, it has to be Lazy Links. There's no other golf course around. So if we go up there, the 9th green is this one right here, as you can see by the sign. So if you go all the way to the green down here, that is our first clue. And then for the second one, it would be the covered bridge, which is over here sort of towards Risky Reels. And I mean, this one is for sure covered. Not only is like the gap fixed, the very top of it is covered. So this is for sure matching that clue. And then for the third one, you would go over here, and there is a waterfall that goes off of the edge of the map. So with those three clues, we can go up into the air and triangulate the position, and the star should be at this dirt patch right here. And if for some reason it's not there, or they move it, it should at least be in this general area. Again, if for some reason Epic Games changes this and moves it slightly, be sure to check the pinned comment down below. I always update you guys down there in case anything changes. But honestly, guys, the star should be on this dirt patch, or at the very least somewhere around it in like a circle. So yeah, just go in, pick the star up, and remember to actually get eliminated or win the game to make sure that the challenge counts, because it will not count if you simply click leave the match from the start menu. I've done that by accident before, and it is super annoying. But then moving on to the next challenge, this is the Elimination Stages challenge, which is very similar to the one that we had 2 weeks ago, and also pretty similar to the chest stage challenges, if you know what I'm talking about. So basically with this one, guys, it's super simple, but I'll show you the exact locations so you can actually plan for it. But as for the game mode, by far the best one to do this challenge in is always solo. Since you only need one elimination, you really don't need a teammate's help, and if you go into solo, you don't have to worry about knocking somebody down and then possibly getting revived. So by far that's the best option to do. But yeah, we have 3 locations here, and the first of which is pretty obvious. That is in Pleasant Park, which is one of my favorite places to drop. There's almost always people there, so that shouldn't be that hard. But then after that, you have Wailing Woods, which is on the complete other side of the map, and that might be tough to actually reach that in one game now that I'm looking at it, but it's still possible. You could take the rift at Der Burger, maybe get an ATK, and possibly find somebody over there, but you may need to try it in a different game. And then for the final location, that is Lucky Landing, which you will probably need to for sure do a separate game for, because there's really only people there at the beginning of a match. So yeah, guys, those are the 3 locations. Pretty simple to do. After that, though, we have a super interesting challenge, which has to do with finding puzzle pieces in different basements. But yeah, basically how this challenge works is you will be looking for puzzle pieces like this right here, just, you know, your generic type of puzzle piece, and apparently it'll help make the picture of like a llama, and these puzzle pieces will show up in different basements. So I'm going to show you guys all of the basements on the map where these are likely to spawn, and as always, I do recommend checking the pinned comment down below after this section of the video, since I will update you guys with any changes to the challenge itself, or like if certain buildings have a better chance of getting these puzzle pieces. So be sure to check that after. But getting into it here with the first category of basements that I want to show to you guys, these are the most likely for the puzzle pieces to show up. So like for example, the first of which is up here in Pleasant Park in this sort of broken down house on the corner. If you go down there, there's a basement, and you could probably search around there and find one of these puzzle pieces if it decides to spawn. And if for some reason a puzzle piece doesn't spawn in one of these locations, just move on to the next. Like these 2 in Salty Springs strings, where there's probably going to be one piece here, and I'm not sure exactly which one will have it, but there's another one of those broken down houses here. And then across the street in the blue house, it too has a basement, so there may be a puzzle piece in there, or maybe even in the secret layer below it. But after that, Retail Row has a broken down house with a basement, and I definitely think this one will have one. And then next to Shifty Shafts, there's the basement inside of this house, so I think one will be there as well. And then after that, in Snobby Shores, this second building on the right has a basement that seems perfect for a puzzle piece. And then there's also a basement on the house to the left, so check both of those. There's probably one there. Also in Greasy Grove, there's a basement under the Der Burger, which I could see one showing up there too. And then for the next category here, this one is where there's likely to be pieces, but I'm still unsure. So they should have them, but if they're not there, just keep moving on to the next. But like this one in Tilted Towers. And then you can also check the building above it, which has like a garage area. So that one you might as well check just in case. There's also this building at the buildings near Flush Factory, which may have one. And then you can move on to the mansion, which technically has a basement. This one I'm unsure of, just because it is like a superhero lair. After that though, we have a bunch of the same houses that have quote unquote basements, but they're more like cellars. But like this one that's sort of close to Tomato Temple, just go down there. And then you've got one up to the north near the waterfall, and then the third one over by Risky Reels on the right side of it. On top of that, you have the similar building over on this side of the map, which may or may not have one as well. And then for the final category, I'm only including this one just in case you need like one more puzzle piece, because it's not really a basement. It's this junkyard area in the desert biome. If you break through the floor, there's like a secret basement in there, but I really don't think they would hide a puzzle piece in there. Or again, check the pinned comment down below. That'll be pretty important. Again, I'll post updates down there to help you guys out with this one. And then for the final challenge of this week, 10 eliminations. Guys, this one, you obviously want to save it until the end because you're going to be able to get eliminations doing the other challenges. And really, the best way to do it is just by playing normally. So really, guys, it should be super duper easy. But yeah, that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. And if you did, be sure to subscribe for more of these guides coming out for Season 6. On top of that, you can check out some of my previous videos here, such as on the left, going through all of the details we know on the Season 6 Battle Pass, and then on the right, the previous week's guide if you still need it. But other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.